Come, sit down. Welcome to a special episode of Game Time with Kyle, very Star Trek themed, and why not? This is a first episode of hopefully will be many episodes where we talk about some of the great Star Trek games released for consoles over the past, forever, starting with the Atari and ColecoVision, all the way on up to sort of our modern consoles, 360, PlayStation 3, etc. I thought we'd start off this series by taking a look at the PS2 Star Trek games. I haven't really talked so far on this channel too much about the PS2, and it really is one of my favorite systems ever. So I thought now is a good time to kind of do a little bit of Star Trek and some PS2 games. So we have 4 great games related to Star Trek that were released for the PS2, 2 of which we're going to take a look at today on this episode, just because they get to be a little bit lengthy, so I thought we'd split them up a little bit. The first one we'll be taking a look at is Star Trek Encounters. It's going to be a little dark here, but Star Trek Encounters was released in 2006. Bethesda Softworks. So, if Bethesda sounds familiar, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Fallout. And we're also going to take a look today at Star Trek Voyager themed Elite Force. This is a first-person shooter for the Star Trek franchise, as well as PS2. Released in 2001 by Majesco and Pipe Dream Interactive. So those are the 2 we'll be taking a look at on this episode. So we'll be doing a little bit of gameplay from each game, taking a look at some of the extra bonuses those games will have yet to offer as well. So let's make it so. Next. Alright, Star Trek Encounters. Definitely wasn't the first Star Trek game on the PS2 release. This one came out roughly 2005, 2006-ish. Excuse me, I think this might have been 05, 06. There was one after this I'm thinking of. And if you're a big Star Trek fan, this is definitely one I do highly recommend, maybe the most, because it kind of gives us some good episodes here we can choose from. And kind of continues the story in all 5 of the Star Trek TV series. So, for example, this is from Enterprise. Here's essentially 3 episodes: Incursion, the Xindi Superweapon, The Expanse. We can go to the original series: Savior, Cat and Mouse, Spectre's Shadow, Dead in the Water, Battle at Genesis, of course, for the fan of the movies. Next Generation gives us 4 great episodes. We have Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Only 2 there, a little disappointing, but these are kind of some longer missions. So, and we have Voyager, one of my favorites of the 5 series. We got 4 good episodes there, and a special 2 missions here. Star Trek Sovereign. A lot of people will be like, whoa, wait, that's not a TV series. No, it's not, but it basically continues on from the Next Generation movies. You control the the Sovereign class starship Enterprise, the Enterprise E, if you will. So all that good stuff. Let's go back here, and skirmish is sort of like a death match. We can choose just some standard battles here. You can see if we do that head-to-head, Battle Fast, Onslaught, just sort of a survival mode, if you will. So that's what you can do a multiplayer on that as well. Check out your high scores. Options, of course. There you go. There's all the fun little options. And lastly, the Vault. You can view all the ships that are available, of course, in the game, but these are from all these Star Trek franchises as well. The NX class. There's the Enterprise from the original series. Galaxy class from Next Generation, pretty cool there. There's the Sovereign class I was mentioning earlier in that Star Trek Sovereign. You can kind of go around there. This was the Enterprise used in the last 3 Next Gen movies. Defiant from the little ship from Deep Space Nine there. Crew use that on numerous occasions. Fun little extra firepower-y ship. Voyager, of course. From Star Trek Voyager. Can kind of zoom in and out. So that's pretty neat too, especially if you're a huge fan there. Nebula class starship. Pretty cool. And of course Xindi, and we got sort of the Klingons. Fun little ships there. Romulans. All these races and ships are featured in the game. Cardassians. The Jem'Hadar from Deep Space Nine. Pretty powerful opponents. Kazon, mostly from Voyager if I remember right. Orion cruiser there. Species 7 or 8472. That's definitely from Voyager. Of course, everyone's favorite villains, the Borg. They have a few ships in the game too. Some of them are really huge. The Queen ship. There's Deep Space Nine itself. Kind of fun. You can kind of rotate around. So, and back to the NX class used in Star Trek Enterprise. So the original model Enterprise. Alright, enough of that though. That's enough of that. You can view all the crews from the 5 main TV series. So let's play the game. We'll do an episode here. I'll just go next gen because that's probably my favorite. Yeah, okay, why not? There's a random one. Load times, you can see all the ships again. Fun little thing over here, you can see what some of these ships will be doing. You can lay mines, use a cloak, of course, if you're a Klingon vessel. Rapid fire torpedoes, the phasers, unlimited phasers, kind of fun in those head-to-heads. Usually there's a little bit of a limit so you can use firing your phasers, but unlimited you can just shoot them non-stop. Quad damage, invincibility, so some fun little power-ups there for the head-to-head battles or the survival fest. All that fun stuff. And we're introduced by none other than Mr. William Shatner himself here.
The USS Enterprise encounters a strange space-faring life form while on a routine mission.
Sometimes they're a bit longer. We'll do try another episode too after this. So here we have this big life form in the background. Huge. You see the little orange marker at the top of the screen. That's sort of our destination where we need to go. Enemy ships are attacking the life form. So, I was going to show off something, but we're in battle. So, fire some phasers. These aren't very powerful ships. I'm going to try to scan and lock onto them with my phasers here. One down. 2 down. I can launch some torpedoes at them like so. That works out pretty quick. Oh no! What will happen to the Enterprise? Being sucked into this life form. Great music in this game too. I really do like it. Not the best soundtrack ever, but definitely a lot of fun. So our engines are knocked out. We cannot move, and we're being kind of bombarded by these sort of red blood shells. So I'm going to put all power to shields, strengthen them up a little bit. These things are very quick kills, but hitting us does quite a bit of damage. So have to be a little wise on that. Trying to lock onto these things once they appear in my little scanner range there, that blue triangle or cone. Try to take a few less hits. One more to go. Oh! Never mind, we're being bombarded by another wave. Ship is kind of taking some damage. Ship engines restored. Alright, we can move again. Let's get these last few attackers here. Our ship's smoking a little bit. We took some damage. Good old Data figured out a way to heal the life orb. Hopefully we can get out. Beware of them. Right now we have a moment of peace. I can definitely tell a little bit. We can go down to put off power to shields, but that takes away from our weapons a little bit. We can do just the opposite, up full power to weapons, but our shields take a little bit of a less shields there. Full power to engines let us go faster, but our sensors don't work, so we're not able to lock on, or we have a narrower beam for the enemies there. Or we can put full power to sensors and are able to lock on in a wider range much quicker, but our ship goes by a little smaller. So you got to pick and choose there. So most of the time I just keep everything pretty even and just kind of assess the situation as it comes. For example, when we were being bombarded there just a moment ago, full power to shield, since we can, like I said here, we can fire torpedoes, and we have other things we can lay too. I think we've hit the circle button. We can kind of lay some, we can lay some mines. We can use a tractor beam for various whatnot. So yeah, what will happen to the Enterprise? Will we be able to get out? Definitely play the game and find out for yourself. Alright, let's do one more quick mission here. Maybe we'll go back to some Voyager here. Alright, just to cut out a moment or two, I did went back and kind of loaded up another mission and cut some loading time off, so we're not sitting watching this for a few minutes. This will be an episode of Voyager. I'll turn the volume back up and shut up. Got the Borg to deal with in this one. As you can see, it's kind of laid out in episode format. Love that.
The Borg have begun the assimilation of the nearby planet. Stop the Borg and save the planet's population.
Okay, another quick introduction there. Again, normally they are a little longer. Dealing with the Borg in this mission. So, as you can see now, we're in space. We're playing as the Starship Voyager. And again, it's pretty much the same layout there. It's not like the ships will have different things. They're all pretty similar, which I guess is both good and bad. I don't know. It'd be kind of nice if some ships did some different things. Oh. Resistance is futile. So I'm pretty much scanning the ships and I'm locking onto them. I'm scanning or moving, firing the phasers with R1, and then I'm locking on with R2. That's kind of a weird layout, but I see another red space over here. Oh yes, the cube itself. I'm actually going to get some torpedoes ready for the cube. Oh, that was a misfire. Ouch. We were able to get it though. Population fleeing from the planet. Got it? That was quick. Alright, back to the torpedoes. One thing that's a little cheesy, I don't really like this, you can actually fly into the planet. See, and we kind of crashed there, my controller's vibrating a little bit. A little cheesy. Take care of that Borg. Whoop. You have to kind of time it right, or what? Alright, now we get to use that tractor beam and pull some communication arrays back to this little area. So let me do the tractor beam, get that ready. It's hard to tell which one's close and whatnot. It isn't just a 2D, you can actually kind of go down deeper in space or come up to get closer. There's pretty much like a 3-level thing. I'm going to put more power to the engine so we can go a little quicker. And we'll get at least one of those communication arrays back. We are locked on. And if we can go through this portal, where will lead? So we did see one by the planet. Oh wait, there's something over here. Okay, I'm putting less power to the shields. I'm flying by everything there. Tractor beam back to this little beacon. Maybe each little planet has one here. So we can land it in. There we go. One done. I see what we can do. We can go through this. Controller's going wild on me here. Another array. We'll lock onto it. There we go. Will Voyager be able to get all 4 arrays around the planets, or will the board come in and try to attempt to stop them? Find out next time on Starship Voyager. Alright, that will do it for now, though. So we'll just pause that and we'll quit. So yeah, that is Star Trek Encounters. Sort of a fun little game. Like I said, I like it quite a bit because the missions are kind of laid out in episode format, and there's quite a bit to do in each mission. And yeah, so it kind of continues the stories from the TV series a little bit. So yeah, Star Trek Encounters, definitely a great game. PS2, I'm not sure. It might be for the original Xbox as well. I've only seen it for the PS2, so we'll see what happens. Alright, our second of 2 games that we're going to show off is Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. I know I did a Voyager mission in Encounters, but I thought I'd keep them together. Kind of a fun little game here. This is a first-person shooter. Here's the main menu screen. I do like kind of shows the little map there. For anyone really interested, you can kind of see Federation. There we are down there. Voyager's farted across the galaxy up there. Fun little, just some fun little Easter eggs, or if you're a big Trekker like I am, Bajoran Wormhole, so that's pretty much where Deep Space Nine would be located, way out there, which is another Star Trek series. So kind of a fun little thing there. So we can load some games, configure Voyager crew, Holo Match. Holo Match is pretty much a standard kind of death match. You can do 4-player split screen. A fun little first-person shooter too. The maps are a little bit small in my opinion, especially compared nowadays to some maps in Call of Duty or especially Battlefield. Those things are huge, but pretty well designed on there. So we got a nice collection of maps. Oasis kind of looks like an outdoor map here. I got a second controller plugged in. You can choose kind of what players you want to play as. So we'll do, they're all a mix of just characters from this particular game here. You can see they're not even in the right colors. Or some of the crew members. We'll play as the Doctor there. Let me hit the X on the other controller. Show off just kind of what the game itself will look like. Then after this we're going to do a little bit of the first mission, a couple minutes of that, and that will be it. I like that loading screen, kind of fun little transporter there. You can beam down to the planet's surface, I guess. Keep in mind it's a very, very early PS2 game. Sort of fun little thing there. It's kind of like you're in the holodecks. So yeah, kind of your basic shooter. You can kind of jump, you can crouch. Secondary, looking around, kind of the standard thumbstick layout there. Picked up a fun gun there. Kind of choose between our styles there. Quite sure what that's supposed to be, but I think it's kind of fun, quick moving here. There's okay, it's Voyager, so that's the Delta Flyer. Kind of jump on that, pretty fun. As the voice, actually the voice actors from the Voyager crew, the real actors coming in doing the voices there. Oh, shield boost, there's our opponent there. So you can definitely tell not the best graphics. Haven't held up too nicely, but it's all good. Should be about the graphics, that's the gameplay. And for being a Star Trek game, first-person shooter, it definitely doesn't have a lot to offer, I think. A little rough around the edges, but all good. I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the video. Alright, so yeah, pretty much the deathmatch now. We can get up to 4 players, which is pretty good because I think the maps are, I think they're best designed for at least 2 to 4 players, so definitely no more than that. So let's load a game here. I did a couple missions here. Maybe we'll just go back. Maybe we just will start at the opening mission. We'll do it on normal. Engage. So you get a nice little story. You get the multiplayer in this. Definitely very nice for those early PS2 era games. Captain Janeway, the voice actor, Kate Mulgrew.
There, without aid from Starfleet, we began our 70-year journey home. In our numerous encounters, we came into contact with many dangerous and violent species. Having a limited crew with no chance of reinforcement, we determined that we needed a specialized team to handle the more dangerous situations. Tuha, Voyager's chief of security, assembled an elite force of security personnel named the Hacker Team.
Never saw them in the TV series.
Monroe is second in command of this uniquely trained team. Equipped with 7 of 9's experimental anti-Borg weapon, the Infinity Modulator, the Hacker Team had beamed to a Borg cube on a dangerous mission. However, the team was quickly overwhelmed, and the iMod is now in the hands of the Borg. Separated from the rest, Monroe is attempting to rescue the team.
Fun little story. I like the idea of a big specialty unit hazard team. Wonder how he got out.
I've been cut off from the rest of the hazard team. I don't know where they
adjust the video there a little bit.
We have isolated your team members' life signs. They appear to be trapped in the tertiary power modulation chamber. Rescue them at any cost.
Acknowledged. Tertiary what?
Some little humor there. I probably won't say this. I already did this particular mission. Up is up. Alright.
I've uploaded your mission objectives and tactical information. Review it now before proceeding.
So used to aim down the sights. Shooter skills. Are a little rusty. Probably didn't need to kill them, but I just don't want them to come after me a little later on. That's a weapon energy terminal. Okay, kind of refills my weapons up a little bit. Alright, that's cool. I should be able to walk on by without really disturbing them. Nice. The Borg in their alcoves. Let's see if we can at least... Well, I got their attention. To use my phaser here. Alright, neither one's working, so that thing just needed a couple more hits. Oh, ladder looks like, right? Controls are a little loose. I'm kind of flying. I'm sure I can turn the sensitivity down. Yeah. I think I am able to do that. So doesn't matter anyway here. We're only going to play for another minute or two. Also, an elevator switch. Alright, we'll at least rescue our teammates here. This might be the weapon we need, the iMod. Now we'll be able to deal with them. Apparently the board cannot adapt to this iMod. Alright, we rescued. Some good humor in this game. So, see if we can fill up our ammo there a little bit, and that's pretty convenient. And off we go again. Who knew Star Trek could be this exciting? Again, I don't never remember the Hazard team in Star Trek Voyager, the TV series, but oh well. Well, that will pretty much do it. I don't know why my camera keeps falling here. It's never done that before, but that will pretty much do it. Thanks for watching this episode of Star Trek PS2 games. We got 2 more to cover. We will have Shattered Universe as well as Star Trek Conquest. Shattered Universe, again, as I said in our introduction, kind of a spaceship shooter type game, and Conquest is kind of like that, similar to that first game we played, Encounters, only a little bit more strategy there. We kind of go and we kind of take control of planets, and it's sort of a race, you know. We'll see how that plays out on our next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Live long and prosper.